The world's most isolated communities are remarkable examples of human resilience and adaptability, thriving in the most remote corners of our planet. From high-altitude villages perched on mountain peaks to tiny islands scattered across vast oceans, join me as I count down the top 15 most isolated communities in the world. Starting with number 15, Palmerton Island. Nestled in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, approximately 3,200 kilometers northeast of New Zealand, lies the diminutive island of Palmerston. With a population of just 62 individuals, all hailing from the same bloodline, Palmerston is one of the most secluded communities on Earth. Captain James Cook is credited with the discovery of Palmerston Island during his explorations in 1774. It wasn't until his third voyage, however, that Cook set foot on the island in April of 1777, christening it Palmerston in honor of Henry Temple, 2nd Viscount Palmerston, Lord of the Admiralty. The genesis of its inhabitants traces Palmerston is characterized by solitude and simplicity. It's devoid of shops, banks, or markets. The islanders rely on trade amongst themselves for necessities. Rainwater serves as their primary water source, collected for drinking purposes, while electricity is limited to a mere 6 hours per day. Despite these challenges, the islanders have built a telephone station to facilitate communication with the outside world. Number 14, Supai Village, Arizona. Within the depths of the Grand Canyon, away from the bustling tourist crowds, lies the secluded village of Supai. Tucked away in Havasu Canyon, this remote settlement is home to the Havasupai tribe, whose lineage traces back over 800 years. The Havasupai, aptly named the people of the blue-green waters, have carved out life in this arid landscape. Their survival hinges on the waterfalls and springs that not only lend the village its name, but also serve as its lifeblood. Protected as a reservation, Supai's history mirrors the tragic tale of many to its natural splendor. However, reaching the village demands grit and determination. It's situated nearly 35 miles from the Grand Canyon's tourist hub. It also lacks paved roads, so the journey commences on a hilltop from where people must traverse 8 miles on foot, mule, or helicopter to descend into the canyon's depths. Number 13, Midog, Tibet. Tibet's Moktuo County's Midog is a bastion of remoteness, enclosed by towering mountains. Accessible only through a precarious road, open for a mere 8 months annually due to heavy snowfall, Midog embodies extreme isolation. With a population exceeding 10,000, the city has breathtaking landscapes, yet it grapples with challenges stemming from its seclusion, notably in healthcare and education. Despite its difficulties, though, it has seen improvement in recent years. The construction of a road, though seasonal, replaced perilous mountain passages as the primary means of access. Additionally, burgeoning tourism prompted enhancements in accommodation river, ensconced by the Himalayas. Its climate also exhibits significant variability, with annual sunshine hours averaging approximately 1,500 and temperatures ranging from about 53 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Abundant precipitation, though, averaging approximately 78 to 196 inches annually, sustains diverse flora and fauna, including species under national protection. Number 12, Utqiagvik, Alaska. Utqiagvik in Alaska is one of the most remote cities, not only in the 49th state of the U.S., but in the world. This is the northernmost community in the United States, and it's known for its remote position. The city's got a population of about 4,500 indigenous people, but it does get a small share of tourists and other visitors too. The city and surrounding area are known for its weather and low temperatures, and are just 1,300 miles from the North Pole, making it one of the coldest and most remote cities on the planet. This is an important thing to keep in mind if you wish to visit. 11. Funafuti. Funafuti is an atoll and the capital on the island nation of Tuvalu. As of the 2017 census, it's got a population of just 6,320 people, meaning it's got more people than the rest of Tuvalu combined, with approximately 60% of the population living there. It consists of a narrow sweep of land between 66 and 1,300 feet wide, encircling large Tenamo Lagoon, 11 miles long and 9 miles wide. The average depth of the lagoon here is about 120 feet, making diving pretty good. With a surface area of just over 6.2 square miles, it is by far the largest lagoon in Tuvalu, and maybe that's why so many locals choose to live here. The land area on the 33 islets around the atoll, Funafuti, comes in at just under 1 square mile, so when taken together, they constitute less than 1% of its total area. Cargo ships can enter the lagoon and dock at the port facilities on Fongofale. If you look at the map, Tuvalu looks just like it's sort of floating in the middle of nowhere. The nearest population permanent city services due to its transient nature. But despite the adversities, the population surge in the 2000s coinciding with a spike in gold prices, between 2000 and 2009, the town's population reportedly soared by 230%. Well, electricity finally arrived in the 2000s, marking a modest improvement in your conditions, but waste management remains primitive, with residents resorting to burning or burying trash outside city limits. Beyond the gold prospectors, though, the city draws attention of researchers fascinated by the physiological effects of oxygen deprivation on humans. With each breath containing only half the oxygen found at sea level, residents endure chronic mountain sickness, characterized by symptoms ranging from dizziness to heart failure. It's estimated that 1 in 4 individuals in La Rinconada suffer from CMS, making the town a unique laboratory for studying human adaptation to extreme altitudes. But here's the kicker, the town lacks plumbing and sanitation systems, leading to widespread. With only one small clinic in town, healthcare access is limited. Number 9. Migingo Island. Migingo Island is a tiny but fiercely contested landmass. It floats in the expansive waters of Lake Victoria in East Africa. This small rocky outcrop, measuring less than half an acre in size, has captured the world's attention due to its disputed ownership. The story of the island is a tale of territorial ambiguity. It's situated in Lake Victoria. This rocky speck has been claimed by both Kenya and Uganda, leading to a long-standing sovereignty dispute. Its strategic location in a region rich with fish has only intensified the contest for ownership, with both nations seeking to control the valuable fishing grounds around the island. What makes the island truly unique, however, is not its disputed status, but its unparalleled population density. Despite the minuscule size, it's home to over 500 people, and the density is estimated to exceed 250,000 people per square mile. So it seems like both the island and the people have been lost to time, existing in a small world where, yeah, everyone knows everyone, but it probably makes for some hot gossip though. Number 8. Coober Pedy, Australia. In the heart of South Australia lies Coober Pedy, proudly dubbed the opal mining capital of the world. Despite its Aboriginal namesake meaning the boy's water hole, locals humorously jest that it translates to white man in a hole. Since its inception in 1916, miners have flocked to Coober Pedy following the opal discovery, seeking fortune amidst the unforgiving landscape. The heat prompted ingenious solutions here, with many opting to carve out subterranean dwellings from old mines or purpose-dug caverns. Today, much of the town thrives underground, having an array of public buildings including churches, a bookstore, art galleries, bars, and hotels, where opals gleam from the walls. Life in Coober Pedy exists against a backdrop of stark desolation. Yeah, but would you want to? Well, if you do, then you'd best be prepared. Caution is paramount in Coober Pedy, where treacherous pits and caverns pockmark the landscape in search of opal riches. Moving on to number 7, Oymyakon, Russia. Deep in the cold, ominous heart of Siberia lies Oymyakon, a village shrouded in frigid legend as the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. Situated just a stone's throw from the Arctic Circle, with temperatures plunging to record lows of negative 96 degrees Fahrenheit, survival in this icy enclave begs the question of both why and how its citizens endure. With daylight oscillating from a mere 3 hours in winter to a bountiful 21 hours in summer, and the ground perpetually encased in frozen slumber by the subarctic climate, Oymyakon's approximately 500 souls face formidable challenges. Agriculture here is a pipe dream, leaving reindeer and horse meat as dietary staples. While southern kids revel in snow days, Oymyakoning all the time, and face coverings are a must as eyelashes and even saliva freeze in an instant. The nearest city is Yakutsk, which is an incredibly long 576 miles away. That constant layer of permafrost makes life hard for the locals and prevents farming, as nothing can penetrate the hard ground. Most residents live off high-protein foods including frozen raw fish, reindeer meat, and ice cubes of horse blood to get their nutrients. There are no conveniences in town due to the remote location, so if you plan on visiting, you better pack a jacket and some long johns. Number 6. Kiruna, Sweden. Just 100 miles shy of the Arctic Circle lies Kiruna, Sweden's northernmost city. This remote outpost, situated adjacent to an iron mine, having over a century of prosperity, faces a unique challenge: the monumental task of relocating its residents and entire infrastructure to accommodate ongoing mining operations. At the heart of this is a state-owned company responsible for mining approximately 70, comprising 2/3 of the city's population, will have transitioned into new surroundings. Well, despite the enormity of the task, the relocation project presents a unique opportunity, rectifying shortcomings dating back to the 1960s and 70s. Leading the charge in this transformative endeavor is Volvo, a major player in northern Sweden's construction equipment market. Leveraging its expertise and resources, Volvo is spearheading the construction of Kiruna's new city center, laying the foundations for a future that seamlessly integrates the city's heritage with modern amenities. Number 5. Norilsk, Russia. In the icy heart of Siberia, we have Norilsk, a city so cold and isolated it could make your teeth chatter just by thinking about it. Winter here isn't just a season, it's a relentless force that blankets the city in darkness and snow for a staggering 270 days a year. And just when you think it can't get any worse, imagine not seeing the sun until mid-January, when temperatures here plummet to bone-chilling lows of -78 degrees as the mainland from their icy perch. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom here. Despite its frosty exterior, the city's got a surprisingly lively scene with public transportation, bars, cafes, churches, and even some art galleries. And who could forget the thriving theater scene? It is kind of like a winter wonderland, but with a side of culture. Well, now let's talk about money. It's not just freezing, it's rolling in the dough. Sitting atop of vast nickel, platinum, and palladium deposits, this city is a gold mine, well, more like a platinum mine. Thanks to Norilsk Nickel, which controls much of the mining activity, the city rakes in a hefty chunk of Russia's GDP. Of course, there's a catch. Mining comes at a price, and in this case, it's pollution. Sulfur dioxide chokes the air, vegetation withers for miles around, and rivers turn blood red, all in the name of progress. But hey, when you're living in a city built on the backs of prisoners and their descendants, you learn to take the good with the bad. Number 4. Tristan da Cunha. Picture traveling the boundless possession out of fears that Napoleon might seek refuge here. Well, since then, Tristan da Cunha has woven its own narrative of resilience and survival amidst the relentless isolation. The island's history mirrors the tumultuous nature of its terrain, from thwarted colonization attempts by American whalers to the decline of the whaling industry. It's weathered numerous storms, yet through it all, its inhabitants have persevered, adapting to the challenges of their remote existence with remarkable ingenuity. But amid the simplicity lies a profound sense of peace and community. Despite the looming threat of an active volcano, which last erupted in 1961, life here exudes serenity. Islanders, deeply connected to their homeland, weathered the storm of evacuation only to return when the coast was clear. For them, Tristan da Cunha isn't just a place to live, it's a way of life. And a fun fact about the island, no citizen has ever been arrested by a police officer, ever. Tristan da Cunha English, known locally as Tristanian, is the language spoken on the isolated island. There's still radio and television there too. Number 3. Villa Las Estrellas, Antarctica. Villa Las Estrellas, located in the Chilean Antarctic territory, is a small civilian settlement and research station situated on King George Island, part of the South Shetland Island archipelago. As one of the only civilian towns in Antarctica, Villa Las Estrellas serves as a home to the families and support staff of the nearby research base. This is a younger entry to the world of remote outposts. This cold Chilean outpost was established in 1984. The settlement is equipped with basic infrastructure, including residential buildings, a school, post office, and a small hospital, plus a bank, which caters to the basic everyday needs of the residents. But just because you can live somewhere doesn't always mean that you should, and Las Estrellas has garnered a reputation of being one of the most extreme and inhospitable environments on Earth. During the dark, long winters, which last from May to December, residents can expect to live in a world that exists well below zero. Add in whipping wind and other research stations in the region. Number 2. Longyearbyen. The Norwegian town of Longyearbyen is actually closer to the North Pole than it is to the capital city of Oslo. The Arctic location makes it super cold throughout the year, and during the winter the town sees long stretches of unbroken darkness. To avoid collapse when the ice beneath them starts melting, all houses in the city are built on stilts. Longyearbyen has 3,000 inhabitants, and approximately 1/3 of them are foreigners, and it's a region that still sees a decent amount of tourism throughout the year. And with such a small population, it should come as no surprise that there's an impressively low crime rate. But part of that fact is because it's illegal to live here without a job or a permanent address. But that isn't the only unique law here in the remote town of Longyearbyen. Some of these laws include a ban on cats, a restriction on how much alcohol an individual can purchase on a monthly basis, and a requirement that any individuals venturing outside carry a rifle for protection against by the permafrost in which they were buried. They may still contain live strains of that same virus that killed 5% of the world's population. Well, Longyearbyen may sound like the setting of a science fiction film, but it's very real and very interesting. Speaking of science fiction, though, it's also home to the Svalbard Seed Bank. The purpose of that bank is to safeguard the world's crop diversity by storing duplicate samples of seeds from gene banks worldwide. It sort of serves as a fail-safe backup in case a natural or human-made disaster, providing a vital resource for agricultural sustainability and food security globally. You gotta love Longyearbyen. Number 1. Itokortumit, Greenland. Nestled in the frozen embrace of Greenland's eastern expanse lies Itokortumit, a settlement as remote as it is captivating. With winters stretching for 9 months of the year and flanked by the grandeur of the world's largest national park and longest fjord system, this tiny outpost offers a breathtaking backdrop that defies your imagination.